I made a post yesterday about rumination, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about it because of what we're experiencing cosmically and what cosmically is coming ahead of us. Because I have a feeling that we're going to start to run into and really tackle chronic shame and understanding. I'm going to say submit, but people are going to struggle with that. So, how to let go of control, right? I think we're going to run into this pretty hardcore. So, rumination is usually the first thing that happens when we're in those like triggered states. Like our mind analyzes and it spirals, right? So it is desperately trying to process what's going on, which then we have the tendency to justify and validate some crazy story that makes us feel safe, which most likely is not accurate. So we want to get out of the mind and take it somewhere else. So the best thing that I do, or what works the best for me, is finding something in the world around me. So I like anything, like how can I reorient and widen like my field, my visual field, my emotional field. Like I want to pull things out of this very contracted state into the world around me. So one thing about like rumination collapses. It collapses the mind into a tunnel and it collapses the body. It's interesting because when we pull our energy to the mind where we're like desperately trying to work something out, we've lost any sort of connection to the body. Everything came to this issue and our body's now disconnected. And since it's disconnected, it's desperately scanning for threats on its own. So now we have a nervous system issue, right? Even more of one than the fact that you're already triggered, right? Already working shit out in your mind because there was a threat. Something was wrong. Something was scary. Shame, fear, whatever, right, is happening. So we don't want to create stories, more stories, right? So we need to pull out of the body. Get out of that. Get out of the mind. Find something in the world around you to orient yourself, right? To stop that tunnel vision. And so what I like to do, just find anything. If it's even taste, smell, like any sense, see it with your eyes, talk about it, get out of there. So now we're out of the mind, we're out of that tunnel vision, we're realizing ourselves in the world, and now we need to bring it back to the body, not the mind. But here's the deal. Since we are in the mind, we've collapsed. Our bodies collapsed. Like now we're kind of stuck. We get this energy and we're all moving down and creating physical patterns that are going to mirror the shame, the fear that you're feeling and hearing. And it's going to literally alter your physical body, your spine, your bones, like your nerves. Right? You collapse. Now we're collapsing into the parasympathetic nervous system. You collapse into the neck. All those nerves come out of the neck and down your body. Like you've just cut them off. You've just collapsed everything into them. Your fascia is fusing or whatever you want to call it. And now you're kind of stuck in this shit. Like this. Right? And then something happens, you panic. Now you got flared ribs, right? You're disconnected from your source of energy, your source of who you are, right? Because you're out here spiraling. All right, so we want to start to bring it back into the body, but start to break up that pattern of collapsing. And what I like to do is literally link the breath. Start to move, break it up. Right? Don't let it collapse. Feel where the tension is. Get it to move instead of collapsing, right? So now we're breaking up that tension. And so we're starting to create that connection to the body, breaking up the tension from the collapsing. And now we want to ground. So press your feet into the earth. Press. Hold for 5 or 10 seconds as hard as you can. Press, let go. press, 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 and let go. Squats are another thing. Just body squats, no weight, just squat, 10 squats. Get into the body and ground it, stabilize it. That's really almost all we're looking for is stability. So in these practices, we want to widen our perception, interrupt the tension, and restore some sort of stability here. Like, rumination isn't a weakness. It's our body's intelligence trying to protect us. And there's no shame in that, literally, right? But we need to figure out a way to feel safe and protected without disconnecting from our body and endless thinking. Like, crucial to building capacity, right? So when the body feels softer, like, the mind releases its grip. Really relax in the back of the neck. The back of your neck is tense and strong. Like, your jaw is going to be tense and strong. Your hips are going to be tense. Like, you want that relaxation. Relax the back of your neck, right? Relax the body. Soften through the body. Find that way to release any sort of gripping in the body. And, it's in that release where you can breathe. You can bloom, you can blossom. That electric lotus can grow and bloom and not spiral as like an endless thought or an analysis. Just you let it bloom, you let it blossom, instead of trying to analyze and control and justify and validate it. Because we want that steady current of presence. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm just going to share my life and my process, and let me know what you think. All right, bye.